so good to see you again. Today we're going to continue with our manual character, and we are on the lesson 22. The text to memorize is going to be found on Psalms 101 verse 6. I'm going to read it one time, and then the second time I'm going to ask you to read it after me. It says like this: My eyes will be on the faithful in the land, that they may dwell with me. The one whose walk is blameless will minister to me. Psalms 101 verse 6. Now, I'm going to read it and I'm going to give you some time to repeat after me. My eyes will be on the faithful in the land, that they may dwell with me. The one whose walk is blameless will minister to me. Psalms 101 verse 6. Fidelity is a requirement that we must meet, and it said so in the scriptures in 1 Corinthians 4:2. I'm going to read it to you. Now it is required that those who have been given a trust must prove faithful. Fidelity does not depend on the circumstances or the amount to be administered. Let's see what it says in Luke 16 verses 10 through 12. If you are faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large ones. But if you are dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. And if you are untrustworthy about worldly wealth, who will trust you with the true riches of heaven? And if you are not faithful with other people's things, why should you be trusted with things of your own? Now, fidelity does not depend on how much or how little you have. It depends on a correct attitude, an attitude that's motivated by the correct values. Fidelity is the result of your love for something or someone. In this case, we are faithful because we love God and we love our parents, and we want to be found faithful for them. Now, we also want to make sure that we use all the things that God has given us, but to use them wisely, whether it's money or other things. And this is called stewardship. And it is kind of like sharing or being in charge of something we are given. That means that sometimes we can use our money to help one another, like giving to someone who is hurt or hungry or sick, or we can donate money to our local church. That helps God's work to continue. Now, stewardship is not only about money. We can use all the things that God has given us, like our abilities, our time. You can volunteer in a specific group in our congregation, or you can write or do something special that God has given you to serve God and serve others, His people, your family. Now, today we're going to do something that's going to help us to practice that exact thing this week. For that, you're going to need a container, any empty container that you have at home that is easy to open, and you're going to decorate it however you like it. Also, if you don't have that, you could use a pencil case or a regular envelope and just decorate it however you like. Now, the important thing is not only to have something to put it on or what it is, but what are we going to do with it? We're going to need to have a record, an entry log. Every time you add something to your bank, it's important that you write it on your entry log with the date and the amount that you are putting in. If you don't have a notebook, you could use index cards as well. That's going to help you. Why? Because at the end of the week or the month, you could come with your parents and evaluate how did you do administrating the things that you were given that specific period of time. And that's going to help you to become a better administrator, and it's going to help you to please God in the way that you show yourself to be faithful. When we make sure that we are sharing and being stewards of things, And that helps us to keep our eyes in the most important thing, that is God and His kingdom. After all, it's God who gives us everything to begin with. We're only administrators, so we want to make sure that we take care of it well. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you on Thursday.